Right now, Storm Chandra is hitting the United Kingdom with winds reaching 75 miles per hour. Your roof tiles, your garden fence, your power lines. In the next 4 minutes, I will tell you exactly when the worst will hit your area, which roads are flooding right now, and the one thing you must do before 3 p.m. today. 75 miles per hour winds are battering the east of Northern Ireland at this very moment. That is strong enough to rip roof tiles off. Trees are already down across Cornwall. The Met Office has issued an amber warning, meaning there is a danger to life. This is not a drill. This is happening right now as you watch this. But here is what nobody else is telling you. The worst is not over. The peak winds are still to come for most of England and Wales. Between midday and 4 p.m. today, Tuesday the 27th of January 2026, wind gusts will intensify. Some coastal areas in southwest England could see 80 to 85 miles per hour. That is the same wind speed as a Category 1 hurricane. Stay with me because in 30 seconds, I will reveal which specific postcodes are at highest risk, and I will tell you the exact time the storm will hit your area hardest. But first, let me show you what is happening across the country right now. Heavy rain has been moving northward since the early hours of this morning. As Storm Chandra pushed inland, it hit colder air over northern England. Rain turned to snow. Right now, over the hills of Yorkshire, the Lake District and the Pennines, snow is falling heavily. Above 500 metres elevation, 10 to 20 centimetres of snow is expected by tonight. If you live in these areas, that is 4 to 8 inches of snow. Roads will become impassable. Scotland is seeing the snow spread across higher ground. The Highlands, the Grampians, the Southern Uplands, all these areas are under a yellow warning for rain and snow combined. The problem is not just the snow itself. The problem is visibility. When heavy snow combines with winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour, you get whiteout conditions. Driving becomes extremely dangerous. Meanwhile, southwest England has been dealing with torrential rain. Cornwall, Devon, Dorset, Somerset. These counties have seen months' worth of rain in just 12 hours. The ground is saturated, rivers are bursting their banks, flooding is widespread. An amber rain warning covers parts of Cornwall extending eastward to Winchester and Portsmouth. This amber warning means flooding of homes and businesses is likely. It means danger to life from fast-flowing or deep floodwater. Let me give you specific numbers. In some parts of Cornwall, rainfall totals have exceeded 80 millimetres in the past 12 hours. That is over 3 inches. The average rainfall for the entire month of January in Cornwall is around 100 millimetres. In just half a day, you have received nearly a whole month's rain. Now, where do you live? Comment below right now with your town or city name. I will personally respond with the specific forecast for your area, including the exact timing of peak winds and when conditions will improve. This is important. Every area is being hit at different times. I want to help you stay safe. Let me break down what is happening region by region, city by city, so you know exactly what to expect. Let us start with Northern Ireland. The east coast of Northern Ireland is taking the brunt of the storm right now. Belfast, Bangor, Newry, and Downpatrick. Wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour are already happening. Some exposed areas near the coast could see 75 miles per hour. That is why there is an amber wind warning in place. Structural damage is likely, trees will come down, power cuts are expected. If you are in these areas, stay indoors. Do not travel unless absolutely essential. The worst winds in Northern Ireland will continue through midday, then gradually ease during the afternoon. By 6 p.m. this evening, winds should drop to 30 to 40 miles per hour. Still blustery, but much safer than this morning. Moving to Scotland. Western Scotland is actually doing okay today. Glasgow, Paisley, Ayr, and the west coast are seeing drier weather. Winds are moderate, around 20 to 30 miles per hour. But here is the catch. Eastern Scotland is the problem zone. Edinburgh, Dundee, Aberdeen, and the entire east coast are getting hammered by rain, sleet, and hill snow. If you live in Edinburgh, expect continuous rain throughout today. Winds will be 40 to 50 miles per hour, especially near the coast and over higher ground. The rain will turn to sleet and snow over the Pentland Hills. Travel on the M80 through the central belt could be hazardous due to crosswinds. Aberdeen and the northeast are seeing persistent rain and hill snow. The Cairngorms and higher Grampians are getting heavy snow. This will continue into this evening. If you need to travel north on the A90, expect difficult conditions, especially north of Dundee. For the Scottish Highlands, snow is falling heavily above 500 metres. Aviemore, Fort William and Inverness will see snow on surrounding hills. The A9 between Perth and Inverness is already affected by snow on higher sections. The main concern is overnight tonight. Temperatures will drop below freezing across much of Scotland. England. That wet snow will freeze, creating black ice. Wednesday morning-esque commute could be treacherous. Now let us talk about northern England. This is where the weather is most complex today. Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, Sheffield, Newcastle, all these major cities are seeing heavy rain this morning, turning to hill snow this afternoon. Manchester and Liverpool are getting drenched. Rainfall totals of 30 to 50 millimeters are expected by tonight. Winds are strong, 40 to 50 miles per hour, especially on the Pennine edge. The M62 over Saddleworth Moor is already seeing sleet. This will turn to snow this afternoon. Leeds and Bradford, the same story. Heavy rain this morning. As colder air digs in this afternoon, rain will turn to sleet and snow over higher ground. The hills surrounding these cities, anything above 300 metres, will see snow settling. The Yorkshire Dales are already seeing snow. If you planned a trip to Skipton, Settle or Hawes today, forget it. Roads are becoming difficult. Sheffield and the Peak District are right on the boundary between rain and snow. Central Sheffield will stay as rain, but head up to the Moors, the Snake Pass, the Cat and Fiddle, Holme Moss, and it is snow. Significant accumulations are expected above 400 metres. The Snake Pass between Sheffield and Manchester may close this afternoon due to snow. Newcastle and the northeast coast are seeing strong winds and heavy rain. Winds gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour, especially on the coast and over higher ground. The rain will turn to snow over the North Pennines and Northumberland National Park. If you live in Hexham, Alnwick or Berwick upon Tweed, expect snow on higher roads this afternoon. Here is the critical thing for northern England. The transition from rain to snow creates the most dangerous driving conditions. Roads become wet, then slushy, then icy. This happens over the course of just 1 or 2 hours. If you are driving home from work this afternoon, be extremely careful on any road above 300 metres elevation. Now the Midlands. Birmingham, Coventry, Leicester, Nottingham, Derby. You are seeing heavy rain today, but mainly rain, not snow. The exception is the Peak District areas around Buxton and Matlock. Those areas will see hill snow this afternoon. Birmingham and the Black Country are looking at 40 to 60 millimetres of rain by tonight. Winds are strong, 30 to 40 miles per hour, with gusts to 50 miles per hour in exposed spots. Flooding is possible in low-lying areas and near rivers. The River Tame and River Col could burst their banks in places. Nottingham and Derby are similar. Heavy rain, blustery winds. The main issue is surface water flooding. Drains are struggling to cope with the volume of rain. Drive carefully through underpasses and low spots on roads. Wales is being hit hard. Cardiff, Swansea, Newport and the entire southwest coast of Wales are seeing severe conditions. Wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour, possibly 70 miles per hour on the most exposed coastal headlands. Heavy rain is causing flooding in valleys. The Brecon, Beacons and Snowdonia are seeing hill snow. Above 600 metres, significant snow is accumulating. The A470, the mountain road between Merthyr Tydfil and Brecon, will see snow this afternoon. Do not attempt this route unless you have a four-wheel drive and winter experience. Pembrokeshire and Carmarthenshire, you are getting battered by wind and rain. The wind is the main threat. Garden furniture, trampolines, wheelie bins, all these will be blown around. Secure anything loose before the winds get stronger this afternoon. And now, southeast England, London, Reading, Brighton, Southampton, Dover, Canterbury. You are under a yellow warning for rain. The winds are strong, but not as severe as Northern Ireland or southwest England. 30 to 40 miles per hour, gusting to 50 in places. London is seeing periods of heavy rain throughout today. Totals of 25 to 40 millimetres are expected. The main impact is travel disruption, surface water on roads, possible delays on the underground if there is flooding at stations. Some train services are already cancelled or delayed. Brighton and the Sussex coast are seeing strong onshore winds, 40 to 50 miles per hour gusts. Combined with high tide this afternoon, there is a risk of coastal flooding in some seafront areas. Avoid walking on piers or promenades during high tide. Southampton and Portsmouth are right in the zone of heaviest rain from the amber warning. 50 to 70 millimetres of rain are possible. The main concern is flooding. The River Itchen and River Test are rising. Low-lying areas near these rivers are at risk. Dover and the Kent coast are windy and wet. Ferries are cancelled. The channel crossing is too rough. If you planned to travel to France today, that is not happening. Now southwest England. This is the area that has been hit hardest. Plymouth, Exeter, Truro, Penzance, Torbay, Bournemouth, Poole. You have been dealing with this storm since the middle of last night. Plymouth has seen over 60 millimetres of rain. Parts of Dartmoor have seen over 100 millimetres. The rivers Tamar, Plym and Tavy are all in flood. Roads are closed. The A38 between Plymouth and Exeter has flooding in multiple locations. Exeter and East Devon are similar. Torrential rain, strong winds. The M5 between Exeter and Taunton has seen accidents due to surface water. Speed limits are reduced. Travel is taking twice as long as normal. Cornwall, you have had the worst of it. Truro, Falmouth, Newquay, Bodmin. The rain has been relentless. Some areas have seen 90 millimetres or more, that is 3.5 inches. Flash flooding is widespread. The A30, A389, and A395 all have reports of flooding. The wind in Cornwall has been extreme. Coastal areas have seen gusts of 70 miles per hour. The Isles of Scilly reported 78 miles per hour earlier this morning. That is hurricane force wind. If you are in Cornwall, do not go outside unless absolutely necessary. Bournemouth, Poole, and Dorset coast. You are seeing the tail end of the amber warning. Rain is easing slightly, but still heavy at times. Winds are 40 to 50 miles per hour. The main issue now is flooding. Rivers are at their peak. The River Stour is in flood at multiple locations. Here is the good news for southwest England. The worst is over for you. Rain is easing this afternoon. Winds will gradually decrease. By 6 p.m., you will be down to 30 to 40 miles per hour winds and showery rain, rather than continuous heavy rain. You have made it through the worst. But for most of England and Wales, the peak is still coming. Between midday and 4 p.m. today, winds will be at their strongest. This is the window of highest danger. Let me tell you what to do right now. 3 critical actions you must take before 3 p.m. Number 1, secure everything outside your home. Garden furniture, trampolines, bins, plant pots, children's toys. 70-mile-per-hour winds will turn these into projectiles. Tie down or bring inside anything that can move. Number 2, charge your phone fully. Power cuts are likely in areas seeing the strongest winds. If the power goes out, you need your phone to work. Charge it now while you still have power. Also, if you have a power bank, charge that too. Number 3, avoid unnecessary travel between midday and 6 p.m. today. This is when the highest winds coincide with rush hour. If you can work from home this afternoon, do it. If you can delay your journey until this evening, do it. The roads will be dangerous during peak storm hours. If you absolutely must drive during the storm, here are the rules. Reduce your speed by at least 10 miles per hour. Grip the steering wheel firmly with both hands. Crosswinds will try to push your car sideways, especially on exposed sections of motorway or high bridges. Be extremely careful overtaking high-sided vehicles. A sudden gust can blow a lorry into your lane. Watch for debris on the road. Branches, roof tiles, bits of fencing. Assume standing water is deeper than it looks. If a road is flooded, turn around. Do not attempt to drive through. It only takes 30 centimeters of moving water to float a car. That is about 1 foot. Now let me tell you about the rest of this week, because Storm Chandra is not the only weather event to watch. Tonight, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, the winds will ease. Rain will turn showery, but temperatures will drop. Much of Scotland and northern England will see a frost. Any snow that fell today will freeze solid. Black ice will be a major issue on Wednesday morning. Allow extra time for your commute. Drive slowly. Assume every bridge and shaded section of road has ice. Wednesday daytime looks much better. Many areas will see sunshine. Showers will continue, especially in Scotland where they will be wintry above 300 metres. But overall, Wednesday is a recovery day. A chance to assess damage, clear up debris, and dry out. Winds on Wednesday will be 20 to 30 miles per hour. Much calmer than today, but still breezy. Temperatures will be below average for late January. 6 to 9 degrees Celsius in most places. That is about 42 to 48 degrees Fahrenheit. It will feel colder in the wind. Thursday and Friday look unsettled again. Another area of low pressure will move in from the Atlantic. More rain, more wind. Not as intense as Storm Chandra, but still unpleasant. Western areas will see the worst of it. Coastal gales are possible, 40 to 50 miles per hour gusts. The pattern for the next 2 weeks looks like this. We are in an Atlantic-driven regime. Low pressure systems will keep rolling in from the west. That means wet and windy weather is likely to continue. Brief, drier interludes, but then more rain and wind. Temperatures will stay around average or slightly below. No sign of a cold snap with widespread snow for lower elevations. The snow will stay confined to Scottish mountains and the highest Pennine areas. Looking further ahead into early February, there are tentative signs of something colder developing. Some weather models show high pressure building to the north of the UK around the 7th to 10th of February. If that happens, easterly winds could bring colder air from Europe, but this is still very uncertain. The models are flip-flopping. Do not make plans based on this yet. What is certain is that February tends to bring our coldest weather of the winter. Statistically, mid to late February is when the UK gets snow events at lower elevations. So even though the next 2 weeks look mild and unsettled, that could change quickly in February. One more thing I need to mention. Storm Chandra is affecting infrastructure. Power cuts are already reported in Northern Ireland, Cornwall, and Devon. Thousands of homes are without power. Energy companies are working to restore supply, but in the strongest wind areas, they cannot send crews up in cherry pickers until winds drop below 40 miles per hour. That means some areas might be without power until this evening or even overnight. If your power goes out, do not use candles unless absolutely necessary. Every year, house fires increase during power cuts because people use candles unsafely. Use torches instead. If you must use candles, put them in sturdy holders away from curtains and never leave them unattended. Rail services are severely disrupted. Fallen trees on lines. Overhead wire damage. Speed restrictions due to wind. If you plan to travel by train today, check before you travel. Many services are cancelled or running late. Roads are affected by flooding, fallen trees, and debris. The Highways Agency has teams out clearing routes, but they are overwhelmed. Some roads will remain closed until tomorrow. Check traffic reports before setting out. Ferries are cancelled across the Irish Sea and the English Channel. If you had travel plans involving ferries, they are not running. Airports are seeing delays due to strong crosswinds. Some flights are cancelled. Again, check with your airline before going to the airport. Schools in the worst affected areas are closed today. Cornwall, Devon, parts of Somerset, parts of Wales, and parts of Northern Ireland have school closures. Some schools will be closed tomorrow as well if buildings are damaged or access roads are still blocked. Let me address one question many people are asking. Is this normal? Are storms getting worse? The UK gets storms every winter. That is normal. The Atlantic Ocean is one of the most active storm-generating regions in the world. Low-pressure systems form over the Atlantic and track towards the UK. This has always happened. However, the intensity of storms does appear to be increasing. The scientific evidence shows that climate change is loading the dice towards more intense rainfall events. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture. When that moisture falls as rain, you get heavier downpours. We have also seen an increase in the number of named storms in recent years. The storm naming system started in 2015-2016. That first season, we had 11 named storms. This current season, we are on Storm Chandra, which is the third named storm of this winter. We are only in late January. But comparing storm numbers between seasons is difficult because the naming criteria have changed. What would have been named a few years ago might not be now, and vice versa. The Met Office, Met Ariane, and the Dutch weather service KNMI work together to decide which storms get named based on the expected impacts. What is clear is that flooding is becoming more frequent in the UK. That is partly due to more intense rainfall, but also due to how we have developed our towns and cities. More concrete, more paving, less green space. Water cannot soak into the ground as easily. It runs off into drains and rivers more quickly. Rivers flood more easily. Coastal flooding is also increasing due to sea level rise. The seas around the UK have risen by about 20 centimetres since 1900. That is nearly 8 inches. That might not sound like much, but it makes a significant difference during storm surges. High tides reach further inland than they used to. So yes, there is evidence that extreme weather is becoming more common and more intense. But individual storms like Chandra cannot be directly attributed to climate change. What we can say is that climate change makes storms like this more likely and potentially more severe. Now, I want to hear from you. Comment below right now with your town or city. Tell me what the weather is like where you are. Is it raining? How strong is the wind? Any flooding near you? Any damage you have seen? I will respond personally to help you understand what to expect for the rest of today. This is a community. We help each other. If you know someone in Cornwall, Northern Ireland, or any badly affected area, send them this video. Make sure they know what to expect. Information saves lives during severe weather. Before I finish, let me give you the timeline for the rest of today in simple terms. Right now, 11 a.m. Tuesday, Storm Chandra is at its peak across Northern Ireland, Wales, and southwest England. Winds of 60 to 75 miles per hour. Heavy rain. Flooding. This will continue for the next 2 to 3 hours. By 2 p.m., the worst winds will start to ease in Northern Ireland. But central and southern England will see winds increasing. The M4 corridor, the M5, the M40, all these routes will be very windy between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. By 6 p.m., winds will be easing everywhere except northeast Scotland. Rain will turn showery. The main band of heavy rain will have moved through. By midnight tonight, winds will be down to 30 to 40 miles per hour in most places. Showers will continue, especially in the north and west. But the storm will be over. Wednesday morning, frosty in the north, ice on roads, but generally drier and brighter. A chance to recover. One final thing. After the storm passes, please be careful around damaged buildings and fallen trees. Do not touch any fallen power lines. Assume they are live. Report them to the electricity company immediately. Do not walk or drive through floodwater. You cannot see what is underneath. There might be open manholes, debris, or fast-flowing currents. Floodwater is also contaminated with sewage. It is not safe. If your home has been flooded, take photos for insurance before you start cleaning up. Document everything. This will make your insurance claim much easier. If you see someone in difficulty during the storm, call 999. Do not put yourself in danger trying to help. The emergency services are equipped and trained for this. Let them do their job. I will be posting updates throughout today on the community tab. I will also go live this evening at 7 p.m. to review the storm damage and talk about the forecast for the rest of the week. Set a reminder so you do not miss it. Remember, this storm will pass. By tomorrow morning, conditions will be much calmer. We just need to get through the next 6 to 8 hours safely. Stay indoors if you can. Stay informed. Stay safe. And comment below with your location so I can give you specific advice for your area. I am here to help you through this. We are all in this together. The most important thing you can do right now is comment your town or city name below. I will personally respond with your specific forecast. I want to make sure everyone watching this video knows exactly what to expect where they live. This is not just general information. I want to give you specific local detail. Thank you for watching. Please share this video with anyone you know in the affected areas. Hit that like button so more people see this information. And subscribe to this channel because I will be updating you throughout today and for the rest of the week. Storm Chandra is here, but we will get through